Morning, everyone. I am heading to work. I have relocated to a safe place and I feel much safer from all the events that were leading up to this move. That's another thing. If you need to feel safe where you're at, and if you don't feel safe where you're at, then it's time to move on and get to a safe spot in life. But then you come across situations where it's like, I don't have any money, I don't have a car, because there's people in this world that are not self-sufficient and they've grown dependent on others to get around in life. Some due to drugs and alcohol, and some due to just circumstances changing. But the rule of thumb is you don't give up. You don't continue to feel unsafe. You don't continue putting yourself in unsafe situations. Something in you just kind of snaps and it's like, you know what? I'm tired of this routine. And I have come across in the past 2 to 3 years, I am discovering just how unsafe where I'm at is. We have a lot of theft. We have a lot of drugs circulating neighborhoods. It's like people just gave up and stopped caring and stopped loving themselves. It's where people just gave up and stopped caring about the child that's being abused next door, the woman that is being beaten behind closed doors. I mean, there is so much wrong going in the world today, and all I see being battled is people that want to change their physical appearance. Not like with, some with, plastic surgery, but the fact is, this seems to be more. And rights for people that are, that love the same sex. But what about just your basic need to feel safe? And some people don't even get that. There are people that sleep with weapons in tents. There are people that are out there that are hungry. And there are people that are suffering from the acts of people that are involved highly in drugs and alcohol. For example, I have dealt with, in small knit communities, there are people that are in high-end positions where they abuse the power. They do really shitty things to people for greed. Or they listen to someone else's hearsay before getting someone else's other opinion, like getting a second opinion of the situation. That's always like when you go to a doctor and stuff, you always want to get a second opinion. Well, you should be doing that when you hear facts, or not facts, but like the semi-facts. People will tell you a certain thing, but they won't tell you the full thing. And you want to know the full thing before you make your choice. It's like, that's why I don't think I would ever make a good judge or a lawyer or any of that position, because I've witnessed judges and lawyers in action. With my own eyes, I have seen them choose the other parent as a primary, or they give full custody and they make the other parent jump through these horrendous hoops. Like, I heard a guy, when I was in court and stuff, I had heard this guy that had been 4 months since he had seen his children. And he obviously appeared in court and everything. He was dressed nice and stuff like that. People can present a nice show, right? They could put on a good show to get what they want, but then afterwards you find out what's really going on. I hate to burst your bubble, but if you're a drug dealer and you have your kids, that does not make you a good parent, because that doesn't make you're not a good person. And I hate to bust everyone's bubble and things, but I'm a good person. No, you're not. You're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. You're doing very bad things to make money. You're getting sucked into a profession that's not professional. You are getting involved in something that where people's lives are at stake. So no, drug dealers, you're not good people. And I don't know why you keep thinking that it's okay to say that you're a good person, because you're not. You create havoc. You create chaos. You're bad. And the fact that you think that you're good shows just how fucked up this world, fucked up Shasta County is. I get so upset because I've watched people's lives deteriorate. And I've said a few things, and then they're like, well, don't judge me. Well, you know what? I'm one of those people. You think it's judgment because you want to be so defensive of your fucking lifestyle. That's fine. But guess what? I'm one of those people that I want to see you do better. I want to see you not survive in life. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you blossom into the person that you were truly meant to be. Because if anybody was ever aware of what drugs and alcohol and all these distractions that make you think that life is great and everything's fine and I'm going to be okay, you know, the veil that they put over your eyes, and they keep you from fucking figuring out anything of the truth of what you're doing and how many people's lives you affect, right? I just want you to know there is a better solution than drugs. To all the doctors that feel that they need that little extra bit of money, they get a bonus. They get a perk for every prescription, because they're very connected to big pharma, pharmacy companies. That some of these medications come from fucking other countries. I just recently found out that there was a bad batch made of my medication. I'm on levothyroxine. That's what I was told that I had to take for the rest of my life. They are starting to create alternatives. But even if your medication fell into that lot number, guess what? And you're still told to take the medication until your replacement shows up. And then I'm finding out that it can be healed through selenium and iodine. So I take vitamins, and sometimes I feel better, but sometimes I don't. It's okay though, but I feel for those people when your medication is recalled and you still have to continue to take the medication. It's like, what? Yeah, people. It's like that. And then there's people that make it hard for other people to actually get the medications that they really need, because there have been so many people that abuse the medication. And there's been doctors that just give out a script because whatever. I witnessed it. I ended up working at a clinic at evening, and I came across the doctor's desk, and sure enough, prescription. Opiate. I see it with my own eyes. I'm not lying. I'm describing real life events. And I think this is what angers me most, because the smaller the towns and everything, the more corruption that takes place. The more they don't give a fuck about your health. The more they don't give a fuck about if you live or die. I mean, I heard the other day by people that were in an ambulance, or not ambulance, but they're part of a first responder team, and they were all for or going to the larger cities hospital because they're like, well, every time we bring in people in, they die. That gets bad business. And then it's like we wasted funding in these small communities by building large, we have a clinic here on this corner, we have a clinic on this corner. But nobody wants to fucking go. It's terrible. Between the mental health and the physical health and like medical health, all this stuff, all the disparities in Northern California, and then we hear about like Kaiser Permanente that has a great copay, and you receive great care. When I was in Southern California, I received great care. I didn't have any problems getting in. I didn't have to wait a month to be seen. I didn't have to wait. I mean, I work and stuff, and so nobody seems to have anything around my schedule. Like yesterday, I'm being told by the sheriff that I'm supposed to call very early in the morning just to get a civil standby so I'm not harassed, or at this point, the way things are going, someone could attempt my life. Somebody could attempt to kill me because I had the conversation where someone has openly stated that they want to kill me, and if I was to wind up dead or missing, no big worries. No big problem. Don't worry about it. And they also said that they would wind up missing too. So like I said, I was not in a very safe situation. No, I do not have my local or other cities or larger towns and stuff support to protect me. So then get this, if I decide to take matters into my own hand and I decide to protect myself, guess who would be going to jail? I would. Why? Because I had a weapon on hand and I brandished it and I used it. That's one. When I feel threatened, especially being ex-military and stuff, I'm not the person you want to mess with, because if I feel threatened, I'm going to take action. And it may not be an action that anybody agrees with, but unfortunately, I was trained to protect myself at whatever it takes to stay alive. Yes, I have been in physical altercations with family members, with lovers in the past. That's why I don't get out there and get too chummy with people, especially if they're drinking, because if I'm drinking, they're drinking. People really can't control themselves. If I haven't had my medication, there's a huge hormonal imbalance. Therefore, I have to further control myself, and I have great self-control now. In the past, I really didn't, and I own that. But I'm in a mood that I want to thrive. I'm done surviving. I'm done dealing with people that make shitty choices. I'm done with dealing with people that do shitty things to people. I am no longer entertaining that shit. So if you're running around town with a backpack full of drugs and I see you on the side of the road, my heart is not going to reach out to you and ask you if you want to ride. I got to the point I was tired of putting my purse behind me or beside me. I was tired of sleeping with my knife, my keys, and my taser. And my money. I've done that too. I will no longer be opening up my home when I reestablish my home to people that come at my door late at night needing a place to stay because they're homeless. I will no longer be doing that. I've done things that I thought I should have done to help others, and it's hurt me. So now I'm at a point in my life I will no longer be doing this. I've raised the standards just to even be my friend. And you may call it being judgment, everything, but you know what? People that say, don't judge me, you're judgmental, and all this stuff, you got some skeletons in your closet that you need to deal with. And I understand that this is going to hurt someone's feelings, but guess what? I'm past the point of fucking caring anymore. I no longer want people to try and hurt me. I no longer, I never wanted it, but I am preventing it. I'm on the road of prevention right now, and this is the path that I'm going to stay on. Not only will I tell you my personal life experience and stuff that I've witnessed in life, but I'm also going to tell you how to prevent these things from ever happening to you. I'm also going to provide how to talk to people with a better delivery on how to fix their choices or help them fix their life from a distance. Because we have, a book, the Bible, that tells us that we need to be this way and this, and it's setting you up to be victims of very bad, shitty behavior. You have to learn to stand up and protect yourself. And when you stand up and protect yourself, you are putting a straight no. You're plastering yourself with a no. Because you know what? When you fucking put someone in their place, they're going to go and tell another person, don't mess with that one. That one you don't want to mess with. I don't mind that reputation. I'm okay having that reputation where don't mess with her. Because I know how to protect myself, and I know how to protect my own, and I know how to protect the people that I love. When I was doing my laundry the other day, and I saw this girl and this guy get into it, the cops were just there. Oh, there was a deer with a nice rack. Woo! But anyways, there was a cop that pulled over this guy, checked these people, and then just walked away. Drove away and everything. The girl gets really upset. Yes, she ended up slapping the guy. I was I'm watching in my rear view mirror. It's I'm literally watching and sitting in my car and watching what's taking place. Until I saw the dude respond back. He threw the girl down. The other guy looked like he was starting. That's when I grabbed my taser and I came out there. And I was is there? And then the guy's you don't understand. She slapped me. I said, I understand that. I saw everything. I said, but your response was not proper. It's you gotta have to understand. People are gonna hit you. People are gonna do things to you. How you react is how things are gonna go down. Hey, if you can scuffle, work it out. The girl was wrong for putting her hands on him, and he was wrong for escalating things. But the girl was much smaller than the two men. And because I witnessed everything and I saw it, I decided to know if these two guys were going to jump and hurt this girl, I was going to step in. But the guy took off and he walked off. And then the other day I saw them walking with each other. It's you just never know if it's the right time to interfere and the time not to. I remember the first time I tried getting my sister, I was going to try and interfere, and she wanted to get to her car. That was the main thing. I need to get to my car. And it was parked, in the parking lot of the condo I was staying in. Or condo, townhouse, whatever it is. But anyways, comes down to when I tried to interfere and keep her from going to her drugs, and I blocked the way for her to leave my place. By the time I made it out there and got in, she got into her car. She tried running me over, right? And Then we went on a long separation. Like, we didn't talk, we did nothing. I was very worried about her, but then I had to just continually let her go. Just like this time, I'm letting her go. Whatever happens, happens. I need to protect myself before I'm trying to interfere and get her to turn her life around so she can restore her family, have her kids in her life, and regain their trust. And hopefully get her out of the situation that she's in, because all I've ever seen is people enabling her and her going through these spells where she has this problem and that medical problem. Like, well, it's like, you know, if you stay off the fucking drugs, just maybe all these medical issues wouldn't be so bad. I went there. So I'm going to burst another bubble. Continuous drug use is self-harm. When you continually put that needle to your arm and subject yourself to possibly dying at that very minute because you lose track of how much you've done, you are self-harming. If you are taking more than one drug at the same time, you're self-harming. You lose track of how much drugs that you've taken in a 24-hour period. You are self-harming. So don't tell me to mind my own business or shut up when I see that you're trying to kill yourself. Don't tell me that I'm being judgmental and I don't understand, because I do understand what you are doing to your body and what you're doing to your mind. Don't tell me that I don't have any say when I see you hurting yourself and I see you hurting your family and I see you hurting other people, complete strangers, when you steal from them because you want your drugs. I'm not judgmental. This is just how much I care. This is how much I hate drugs. This is how much I want to see it change in this world, and definitely in Shasta County. For 20 years, I've had to see. I've had to be shackled to a place I never wanted to be to begin with. And now I'm back in a place I don't want to be, but way better than what I was subjected to for like, what, 5 months? 4 or 5, 6 months? I don't know. I was to the point I wasn't like in jail and putting a mark down and keeping track of my time there. I was in fast thinking, get the fuck out of there. By the time I saw the horrible things that my sister had said to this friend, or to her friend, my friend too, I'm still getting a feel of the situation. But I went to him to put the word out to shut down all her plugs, her venues to plugs. And plug is another word for connect. So I went to the extreme to shut her down. Because I told her in a text message to her, I said, if you don't stop talking to me like this, and you don't stop, taking it out on me, I said, I'm going to shut it down to where you don't get high again. I said, if I were you, I said, I'd back off. That's what I told her. I was like, you do not get to talk to me like this. I'm not going to stand for this. You better leave me alone. Stop harassing me, or you'll never get high again. I said, not only that, I said, I'll unravel you piece by piece and have you in a facility like that. I said, don't mess with me. I said, we may be family. I said, but you don't talk to me like we're family. You don't talk to me like I'm your sister. And I'm not going to enable her behavior, and I'm not going to allow her to, and I'm not going to have her try and use me to get in with a drug dealer or somebody that's got something for her. You know, I don't like that. I don't like being, oh, I'm going to hook you up with this guy. He's such a great guy. No. Every guy that this girl has presented to me, one guy has told me how easy it is to put poison on a needle and have somebody take the needle and jab them. Now, what I don't understand is, I had like a confession from this dude sitting in my car and telling me how he wanted her dead, and then she's dead. I mean, it's like, what do you do? So, yeah, it's wild. All the stuff that I've been told that I'm no longer at the point of protecting. I am no longer, I stopped seeing that person instantly. I'm just like, oh my fucking God. And this person has custody of the kids because the other parent's dead. It's wild in California. It's called, when you go through a divorce and stuff, it's called a no fault. Neither parent, neither wife or husband are at fault, or a partner, because, you know, there's people that have same-sex marriages and stuff like that. But California is a no-fault state. That needs to change. People are getting away with some really shitty things. And they're mentioned in these declarations and stuff. And nothing's being done. There's stuff in the newspapers as wild as somebody so angry and stuff that they drive a fucking pickup through the other parent's house. I don't think they're incarcerated anymore. People take this statement, don't judge me. You can't judge me, and all this attitude and everything, saying don't judge me, you're so judgmental and stuff. Stop doing fucking behaviors that you feel that you would be judged on. Problem solved. I mean, there's people that are, you know, in prison that are pen paling, right? They get phones and stuff now. They have access to people. Because several years ago, especially when my fiance was in prison and stuff, we had to do letters. We did a couple of visitations, but because of my schedule and stuff, I wasn't able to. I just drove by, saw a license plate that said winner on it. Barf. No, thank you. I'm sorry, but that whole society is so strange. Everybody's like on a panhandle. Hand me out, give me out. Oh, my life is deteriorated. I fucking used all the money for drugs and now I need help. Fuck off. And then there is... Hold on. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the don't judge me thing. Well, you know... So yeah, we had a very minute communication, and people were sneaking phones in their anal cavities and are hiding them in bed racks, all this stuff. I mean, it was contraband inside, and if they were found with a phone and caught with a phone, they got like an extra 2 to 3 years extra to their sentence. See, because everything, like the jails and the prisons were so full and everything, as soon as they went from Shasta County Jail and they hit Susanville Prison, ended up being their time was cut in half. So say someone got 8 years, he instantly gets 4 years as soon as he hits ground. So they gave him 50%. Go 8 years and 50% is 4 years. And that's how they do things. Or that's how things were done that many years ago. I'm not sure, but... So people, you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to be arrested. You know, there's this great thing. This great advice I can give you. You know, the number one thing to keep you from jail and prison is called don't do the crime that gets you there. Now, if you're in a government area where you're governed poorly, which one of these is, and you have to commit a crime in order to survive, it's not just your fault at this point. It's the government's fault. So all these criminals and stuff, and there are cases where back in the past, the mother and the people would lie to get what they want. And I've gone through it where people have lied and tried getting me to the point of being incarcerated, but it just doesn't work. But it's whatever. I'm the kind of person, if I get in a scuffle with you, I get into a physical altercation with you, I'll call the cops. I've done it before. And nothing was done. And people were like, but you committed a crime. Yes, I have committed crimes. And no, I have not been held accountable. Because sometimes, especially in small towns and stuff, you have to handle things to protect yourself. Everything that I have ever done, I've done in self-defense. I don't go out of my way to physically aggravate somebody. Now, there was a situation where I did. And the sheriff's came in and they said the couple wasn't pressing charges against me. Perfect example, this girl had found out that because this guy was coming on to me now, and I knew this guy prior. He worked with my husband at the time, and I worked with his wife at the time, or beforehand, and then he ended up getting with this new girl, having a kid with her and stuff, and he was trying to seduce me. We ended up getting to the point where we got quite physical, and she found out about it. And I'm getting into fights with her because I'm at the bus stop, of all places. I'm at the bus stop, and this girl decides to talk shit in front of all these parents, myself. And ever since that event, I stopped going to the bus stops because I didn't want to hear anybody putting me on blast like that. And I really changed, a lot of choices. By that time, I was definitely making changes and making better choices. But what happened was, I was like, no, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna get up in my face. You're not even gonna try and touch my forehead with your little palm. So technically, she came out and she went like this to me. I was like, oh hell no, it's on. So I grabbed her by her long ass hair and I yanked her fucking ass down. Well, when I wasn't prepared that her husband was a cage fighter, or her boyfriend was a cage fighter, and had taught her how to fight. That's where I made the mistake. By golly, he jumps off that sofa and he's telling her how to hit me. He's telling her how to take me down. She's wearing rings on her finger, and she's hitting me pretty good. So I was like, okay, I can either go to jail today, or I can just take this licking. So I curled up in a good ball, and I made sure to cover the important parts of my face and the back of my head. And he finally pulls her off of me. I have to give him credit for that. And then, shortly after I'm at my place, I got the sheriff's at the door, and he wanted to know what happened. I told him. He goes, well, they're not pressing charges. I said, yeah, I bet. I didn't think they would. And, you know, that's where I started getting watched. That's where people were paying attention and wanting to hear my name go through. But the kicker is, this guy winds up in prison anyway. Apparently, he set fire to a dude at a local gas station. See, even if you don't dish someone's what their just desserts, it still comes to them tenfold. Things happen to people that do shitty things. If you don't want shitty things to happen to you, stay away from shitty people. Stop doing shitty things to others, because it comes back. Whether you believe in karma or the forces of nature, whatever it is that, you know, gets you pumped and gets you motivated to take control of your life and direct yourself. If you believe in God, if you believe in Jesus, whatever it is that keeps you motivated, that gives you hope, that provides you a safety net, more power to you. And then there's those that practice everything because they're learning, they're trying to find out the truth. In every religion, in every motivational speech, all of them promote protect yourself and protect your loved ones. All of them promote make wise choices. All of them promote love and acceptance. Look it up. So instead of saying, don't judge me, you can't judge me, you haven't lived my shoes and all, whatever the hell it is that you want to defend your shitty behavior with, save it. Nobody wants to hear that. You know what people really want to hear? They want to hear, I'm sorry. I was in a bad state of mind. I was having a bad day. I didn't mean to do that. A sincere apology for doing something really crappy to somebody that didn't deserve it, or they did deserve it. It doesn't matter. A nice apology, a sincere apology, can take all that aggression away like that. You don't have to forget the action, but forgiveness, it frees your mind and your soul, and you're able to grow and prosper and stuff, and you don't have to live afraid, and you don't have to feel like you have to protect yourself 24/7. There's still those that choose not to apologize. That's fine. They're getting theirs. Now, though I'm in another battle with my sister, it doesn't mean I don't love her. It's just, I would rather a sheriff show up, do a civil standby, than me and my sister getting into a scuffle and me really hurting her and damaging her. See, she bragged about how she took a tire iron and knocked out my ex-fiance's shoulder. She brags about these things. She ended up ripping off the cover. I don't know what it's like, a cover or something. It's like something where the windshield fluid and everything, and it has like that little grate and everything, and where the windshield wipers are. Well, she took the cover and she ripped it off. And then they're all like, well, how do you know? I was like, because, well, there's this piece that's just hanging right there. And I know when the deer collision and everything, it came back. Oh, there's a sheriff right there. Just hanging out over here. So I'm at a point in my life, whatever crime you decide to do me, whatever it is that you decide to do to try and affect me, I'm going to be a cop caller. I am going to call when you harass me. I'm going to call when you threaten me. I'm going to call when you physically touch me in a manner